So I just got out of the shower and I was thinking about The Witcher in there, and I figured that I would do the YouTube video about it because I want to get the meme in, even though a lot of you haven't seen the show or haven't played much of the games and can't really respond accurately to any of the criticisms I would make. So, first of all, like, Henry Cavill, the Geralt actor, obviously carries the show, but I don't think it's just him that results in the Geralt focused uh, arcs being better. It's the character of Geralt. The character of Geralt is much more compelling, in my opinion, than the character of Yennefer and of Ciri. Ciri is just a child who has to, essentially escape people trying to capture her. That's something that we've seen a lot in different fantasy works, and she's basically just a chosen one. She has magical powers that are critical to, saving the world, fulfilling a prophecy or whatever. I guess it's spoilers for a game and not really in the show, but it's true. She is a chosen one. Um, and it's definitely shown in the show that she's like magical in some way, so that's not a huge spoiler at all. Um, but and then Yennefer, on the other hand, who also has a lot of arcs about her, is she's unique, because she's definitely more interesting as a character than Ciri because her story is less generic. Or maybe it's, The Witcher as a whole, the two things that make it not generic, right, are that it's dark, and it's extremely dark because uh, Andrei Sapkowski doesn't like governments and, like, just puts all of the Polish distrust and hatred of governments of and having endured all this economic hardship and genocide, he just pours it straight into the fantasy setting. So the fantasy setting is full of peasants, starving to death all the time and dealing with all sorts of shit. And the governments are just like never helpful or out for their own skin. They're not looking out for the people. So that's part of the dark tone that makes The Witcher unique. And Yennefer's story, to get back to the point, is, I think, basically that tone plus like a regular witch slash wizard goes to school story. It's not that unique. Which makes sense because she's kind of just a supporting character for Geralt in the books, but they chose to give her a lot of screen time in the show. Well, not as much as Geralt, but they do give her screen time, like, an episode or two's worth. Um, by contrast, I think Geralt's actually a really unique idea. He is an anti hero. He is not out to slay monsters for uh, his own ethical obligation or because he's a good person. He's doing it just for money. Uh, but he won't harm. He won't go out of his way to harm other people. So he's not actually like evil. So he's not actually evil either. Um, and the monsters are all based in Slavic folklore. So that goes a long way towards making it unique because we don't see Slavic folklore a lot in fantasy, and that's one of the big standouts for The Witcher. And the other parts of the series that don't focus on killing monsters really don't have that big Slavic feel to them. They're kind of just like regular dark fantasy stuff. So outside of the Geralt episodes, you're not getting that uniqueness, uh, and that makes it much less compelling. Trying to think if there's anything else I was going to say. While I was thinking about this, I also noticed that pretty much everybody in the story has some sort of childhood drama, like Yennefer, Geralt, Ciri. And I'm not going to explain that because if you've seen it, you know, and if you haven't seen it, you'll figure it out pretty quickly what that trauma is. Um, but I guess because it doesn't happen in the show, I'll talk about Geralt. Geralt, as a Witcher, was basically um, another Witcher, an older Witcher, whose name I forget right now, essentially chose him, essentially uh, claimed the law of surprise and for payment when he saved Geralt's father's life, and so Geralt, when Geralt's father got back home, he found out that his wife was pregnant, or that Geralt had been given birth to something, and that's the surprise, and that means that the older Witcher was able to claim Geralt as his child. So Geralt was collected as a kid and ripped away from his family and forced to undergo a bunch of alchemical treatments in order to make him into a mutant killing superhero. But so and that's his childhood drama. And I was thinking about like all the characters in The Witcher. Ciri, Yennefer, they have childhood dramas. Triss, by virtue of being a witch, definitely like had some drama in there. And I guess maybe the only one who doesn't is Yaskir slash Dandelion. Maybe he doesn't have childhood trauma. And I really don't know why Andrzej Sapkowski put so much childhood drama into this story. Like, has he suffered that? Um, I don't know. Is it a way of like putting the collective drama of the Polish people into this story? I don't know. Anyway, that's my thoughts about The Witcher. Now we're done with the meme. See you all in your response videos or in chat, whatever.